davidTrig, producer T-Rig.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Trig Podcast. Joey Ghost of TV, the mobile edition from Bend, Oregon. It is a chilly 40-something, so it's not really that bad. I must say I'm a little disappointed that it's not snowing and -9. I know. But it is pretty to be here. It smells like Christmas everywhere you go, all the beautiful pine trees. And oh, wow. It's like going to Home Depot to get your Christmas tree, but like all day long, every day. Just imagine that. Beautiful, beautiful. Here with Dad Baker and with the family to support and help and love and assist as Dad goes through a very challenging time in his health. So please pray for him as he's battling cancer. But I want to talk about lies into love. Turning lies into love. So at Christmas time, I think for many of us that are empaths and feelers, creatives, leaders, artistic types, Enneagram 3, by the way, or maybe you're a 2, a 3, or a 4, part of the heart triad. By the way, if you're not familiar with the Enneagram, you can visit enneagraminstitute.com and read about it, take a test, and see kind of what your personality type is. I'm a 3, and so feelings are there. I'm a 3-wing 4. I'm a 1-to-1, blah, 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 subtypes. So all that means is that I tend to process life through my emotions. And a lot of that is good. You write beautiful songs. You can speak eloquently. You can write beautifully. But when those feelings turn to mush or negative emotions come in, such as fear and shame, especially in anger, then it's no bueno. And so I think partly as I'm exhausted, partly as I am believing some of the lies that my brain cells are dying, that I'm too fat, that I'm broke, and all those things could be true, but it's the extent of which I believe them. And a lot of that comes from, as an Enneagram 3 again, feeling like I'm a failure. And so it's kind of like looking for trouble, but it's emotional trouble. It's like self-sabotage. Looking for what's wrong and poking at it and making it into a bigger deal and catastrophizing and just making a mountain out of a molehill or whatever that saying is. And so it's just a bad thing. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to first realize that those are all lies to love. And then you have to turn your focus to love. And so what I've been doing is I went for a walk and just fell in love with Oregon, just thinking of how beautiful it is to be here. Then I was thinking of my son because he dropped something and broke something, and I was upset. Thankfully, I didn't say anything to him because I know better. He's 19, and so he's a man, he's a young man, and so I'm not going to go and say, "Oh, why are you dropping things?" like he was 3 or something. I know it's just me believing the lies that things are going wrong and things are breaking. So instead, I just kind of let it be. I sent him a couple of texts just saying, "Hey, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. And then I said hello to him this morning and kissed him and thought of how much I love him. And so instead of believing the lie that because he broke this thing, I am a failure, I can't fix it because I'm broke, blah, blah, blah. Instead, I thought of love, the fact that my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, where we're staying, they're filled with love. They talk to him about it, and it's no big deal, blah, blah, blah. And most of all, I was thinking of how much I love my son. He wrote me this beautiful card for Christmas, and I know how much he loves me. And so the other one, what was it? I guess just thinking of the same things about being broke and all that stuff. And the lie is, okay, I'm broke and I'm a failure and I can't believe I'm even a part of this family because everyone here is making so much money and here I am, this brokey and all this stuff. Lies, lies, lies from the pit of hell, as my wife says. The truth is that I am loved by God. I'm loved by my family. I am succeeding. I'm in the middle of this huge transition from A to B, from the corporate world, you could say, of 30 years to this new media and coaching and music industry life, which is obviously hard and it's going to take time. And so just believing or not believing the lies, but instead living in the love that I love the people I'm working with. Money is going to come. It is coming. It's just, it's going to take some time. I love what I'm doing. A year ago, no, I guess more like 2 years ago, I was making a lot of money doing something that I just was killing me, literally killing my soul, my spirit, my brain cells, speaking of brain cells, just completely devastating every year, just a horrible experience. And I was making all this money, but what's the point? This is the joyous me, the peaceful me. I love my life. I love where I'm serving. I love what I'm doing for a living. I love the opportunities. A couple of people called me with some possible jobs for next week, blah, blah, blah. I am moving in the right direction. I am gifted. I am beautiful. I am filled with hope and skill. And I love it when my wife, I think it was last night, we were watching this video that I helped produce. And at the end of it, as she's done before with my whole family here, she said, this is why I love David. He is a pioneer, and now he's surrounded by amazing people that he deserves. And I'm telling you, my jaw dropped. I've heard her say that before, but it's always so powerful when she says it. Ask my wife, and it's not me saying things or mouthing off or just making things up. It's her saying it to her family. And her family, my family, we're all together here. They're not like creative types. They're just more 9 to 5, very amazing people, hardworking people that make a lot of money. More traditional means instead me, I'm kind of the creative, and so is my father-in-law. He's also been a creative and a ministry leader and speaker and an entrepreneur. So he and I actually have a lot in common. And actually, come to think of it, so does my other brother-in-law. He's also a musician, artist, entrepreneur, and they've been through their ups and downs. So really, even as I say this, we have a lot of people just like me that have been through ups and downs, that have been through better and worse than I am going through. It's the lie that tells me, oh, I'm so different, I'm so broke, I'm so this. It's a lie. Instead, the truth is what my wife said. Look at what God is doing. Look at what the Lord has done. Look at this year. And we're just getting started. My goodness, it's going to take time. And yet, look how fast it's moving. Look how fast God is moving. Look how fast God is working. And look at the fruit of our labor. Look at the love. Look at the love that I feel, the love that people are expressing towards me. And now love doesn't pay bills, right? You can't put love in a gas tank. You can't use love to fly first class. Okay, so I'm not flying first class, and maybe I never will. Maybe I will. But the love that I feel, the peace that I feel, the perspective, the monkey elephant off my back, that is priceless. And as I said, I'm going to make money here this year. 2023 is going to be a great year. I'm going to make more money than I made in 2022. And that's all good news. And so you have to constantly move the needle from the lies to love. So my question to you is, what are the lies that you're believing? What are the lies that want to get in there like little foxes that want to steal the joy of your relationship, of your mind, of your soul, of your marriage, of your family? What are the little foxes? What are those little squirrels? What are those little bugs that want to get in there and steal your joy? How do you know if they are lies foxes? Because they're lies. How do you know if they're lies? If they steal your joy. God doesn't steal your joy. He brings you joy. But the enemy, Satan, he does. He's the father of lies. We know this. And so if you're believing a lie and everyone's telling you it's not true. Now, let's say working out. I am 20 pounds, 30 pounds overweight. So it's not a lie that I should lose weight. The lie is that I'm a failure because of it. See, like I tell my kids and I tell myself and people that I coach, it's not the 10%, it's the 90% that is dangerous. The 90% overthinking, overdoing, over worrying, over. That's what's dangerous. That's what kills you. That's what destroys souls. The truth is that there is nothing but love. There is no problem. You don't have to do more. You don't have to work harder. You don't have to be a perfect wife, husband. You don't have to be a perfect anything. Love is already inside of you. The Imago Dei, the image of God, is already inside of you. All you have to do is release. Crack your body open so you can let the light and the love of God and Jesus flow out of you, to you, through you, to your wife, kids, family, friends, and to the world. That's the key. That's the secret. It's the light is already inside of you. The love is already inside of you. Jesus said it. You are the light of the world. He didn't say if this, if then, if you better not do this. Then, no, he said you are the light of the world. Let your light shine before men that your Father will be glorified in heaven. And he will bring you honor, it says actually. He will glorify you on earth. How awesome is that? Love is already inside of you. So are you believing the lie that you're not perfect enough? that you're not unique enough, that you're not successful enough, that you're not loving and caring enough, that you're not special enough, that you're not at peace enough, that you don't know enough, that you're not connecting with people enough, that you're not intelligent enough, that you're not enough, and that you're not something, that you're not enough. Are you believing the lie? I just went through the 9 types, by the way, of the Enneagram. Are you believing the lie that you're not perfect, that you're not good enough, righteous enough, that you're not resting enough, that you're working too hard, that you're not having enough fun? That's my Enneagram 7 friends. That you're not having enough fun. All those are lies. Fun already is inside of you. Love is already inside of you. It's already there. You are already filled with love. All you have to do is surrender. How do we live a life of love? Surrender. You have to surrender to love. Surrender to Jesus. Surrender to God. Surrender your life. I was listening to an interview by Romira, I don't know her name. She's a singer from Spain. And she was doing an interview with someone, and the guy asked her, what would you tell your 5-year-old or your 13-year-old self? And she said, it'll be fine. And I thought, that is exactly the key to success. The key to life is, especially when you're 5 or 10, when you're worried about everything, it could be at 30, 50, it could be at 80. It's all going to be okay. What will be, will be. What is. And it's good. Like the Sedona method says, we're talking about the end of suffering and the beginning of happiness. There is no suffering. No one is making you suffer. There is no suffering. You're not suffering. No one is causing you or bringing suffering to you. No one is making you suffer. No one is. Oh, yeah, well, that boss and this person and that, my husband and my thoughts and my past and no one is making, you're not suffering. But I'm dying, but I'm ill, but I'm sick, but I'm broke. All that is a lie, because what's true is that you have love in you, and that love is the beginning of happiness and success and peace and love. You are able to overcome whatever is in front of you today. You can lose that weight. I mean, it sounds like a commercial. You can lose that weight. You can make that money. You can find your husband or the woman of your dreams. You can be a happier person. But that's really the truth. That's the truth. That's what's true. It is true. All you have to do is surrender to love. Walk in that love. And most of all, there's my father-in-law coughing. And most of all you have to do is to surrender to love. And really, I like the idea that I've been thinking about is love is already in you. The treasure is already inside of you. What do I mean by that? Most of us, we're trying to find joy, find peace, be perfect, be better, be more unique, be more peaceful, be more this, become all these things like it's outside of us. Or some people are so overwhelmed with the present, I have to do more because there's so much to do and I have to do it all and everything is wrong. And if I don't do it, nobody else will. I'm so exhausted. That's a lie too. Or some people are past oriented. Oh, the past, all the things I've done, my shame, what I should have done at 22, I didn't do enough. I should have done more. I should have worked out more. I should have made more money. All that is suffering. All that are a bunch of lies. None of that is true. None of that is real. That's the matrix, as my friend Mr. Tate says. It's the matrix. It's the lies of the enemy telling you that you're not enough. Your past is broken. Your present is overwhelming, and your future is filled with fear. It's a bunch of lies. All that is true is that the treasure is already inside of you. You came into this earth filled, complete, perfect, fearfully, wonderfully made, says Psalm 139. You came into this world full of love, full of peace, full of joy. The world's trying to take it away. The devil tries to steal it. This world tries to replace it. Then we make mistakes in our past, all these things. But the only thing that really matters, the only thing that really remains is love. And love is already at your fingertips. All you have to do is surrender the 90%. Surrender the 90% that is the overthink, the overwhelm, the shame, the fear. Surrender it. So for me, surrender that, I'm fat. That I have less brain cells. That I am broke. Surrender all that. Instead, let love come out. Let love live. Let love be the answer. So what does that mean to me? Love makes me go and sit with my father-in-law It makes me want to kiss my son and say, it's okay, son. It makes me want to be with my wife and make her dreams come true. It makes me want to write a song. It makes me want to help people at my church, in music, in media, people that I produce through their podcasts, people that I coach online and one-on-one. It makes me pour out. Love is the answer. Let love rule, like Bob Marley said. Let love rule. And that love isn't something that you have to do more of or become. It's already inside of you. You have a treasure inside of you. You are, quote, pregnant with love. I know that's kind of a funny way to look at it. You are filled. You are soaked. You are complete with love. Imagine if someone looked at you and said, wow, do you know that you have a gold inside of you? Like, no, literally, you have like a bar of gold in your back pocket. It's worth $2 million. You're like, what? Yeah, you've been carrying it around for the last like 24 hours or the last couple hours. You would be in shock. You'd be like, whoa, this is awesome. Best day of my life. That's how God and life and you need to look at yourself. Inside of you, in your back pocket, there is already a golden bar worth $2, $23, $22 billion, whatever you want. It's already at your fingertips. You don't have to earn it. You can't lose it. No one can steal it. You can't break it. You can't spend it. You can't spend it. You can't even spend it because it rejuvenates. There is more and more of it every day because it comes from above. It doesn't come from you. It comes from God. It comes from His eternal source into your life, into your mind, into your body. So you want to love your husband? Just let love live. Just let love rule. You want to be in shape? You want to work out? Let love rule. Let that love that is in you for fitness, now, why do you want to be in shape? For your kids, for your wife, to be attractive, to look good, to feel better, whatever it is. Let those things rule. Think of your father-in-law, think of your mom, think of your parents, think of your kids, think of your wife and husband, and let that motivate you to work out, to make money, to lose weight, to be a better husband, to pick up your shoes, to do laundry, to work harder, to make more, whatever it is. Let the love that is already in you become your inspiration, become your motivation, your source, your resource. Because guess what? It'll never end. You'll never run out. Now, what is a responsibility that you and I have is to keep plugged in, to stay connected. You have to plug into God. You have to stay connected. The way that love dies and we begin to believe the lies is if we disconnect from God. And if we begin to entertain the lies of the enemy, that's what will kill love. That's what will destroy. And it really won't destroy that treasure. You just have a harder time listening to that. To love. You'll begin to listen to the lies. So we have to move from lies to love. Are you believing the lie? What lie are you believing? Maybe there's two, maybe there's more than one, 2, 3, 4. I have 3, as I said. Those are the same old 3 that I've had for 20 years. I don't give in to them as often or as long, but they still come, the same 3 amigos. So you have to recognize your 3 friends, your 2, your 1, whatever. Maybe it's one lie, the same old lie. Maybe you don't even know what we're talking about. You're like, what lie? Ask your family. Ask someone that loves you. What's the lie that you see me believing pretty much every week consistently? Oh, they'll tell you because they can see it easily. Because maybe you don't verbalize it, but you act it out. Maybe you don't act it out, but you're thinking about it. Maybe you're not thinking about it, but you're acting it out. You're feeling it, whatever it is. It's coming out, it's showing up in one way or another. Don't think that it's not. Once you identify that lie, then tell yourself, what do I do with the lie? Throw it in the trash. I attack it, I deny it, I say, get away from me, Satan. I say, that's a lie. I identify it as such. That's a lie. Boom, lie. 2, oh, but no, it's not a lie. It's really true. My father-in-law really has cancer. Yes, he does. Is that a lie? No, it's not. But it's the 90%, right? I can't do this. This is so much. What's going to happen? What if? Oh, no. The 90% is what's a lie. Now, once you believe the truth and you accept reality, then you move to love and you say, okay, what would love do? What would love do with my father-in-law? Pray with him, celebrate him, buy him a Christmas gift, act like everything's normal, take him to the hospital, think about him, pray for him, be with him, trust God. And if something happens, God forbid, then we will be there and we will get through it together as a family. That's what love does. It moves through the pain. It moves through the crisis. It finds grace in the middle of crisis. You have to move from lies to love, my dear friend. If you want to have a great end of the year here, the last week of 2022, if you want to have an amazing first week and first month and year 2023, you and I have to believe and learn how to move from lies to love. And that's why I'm here. My coaching program, my ACL experience that I've talked about. I'm doing a free training January 2nd. You can sign up at davidTrig.com/coaching. I will teach you 7 steps to find happiness in 2023. And guess what's the first one? Yep, I just talked about it. Lies to love. There are 6 more rules that you need in order to find true love and happiness in 2023. And I want to teach you those. It's going to be a free workshop January 2nd, which is a Monday. It's going to be in the evening, 7 and 9 p.m. You can then find the replay the next week, but you have to register. And I want to help you, just like I'm growing in this myself every day, every month, every year. And I'm teaching these principles to my wife and kids and everyone who will listen, to the person in the airplane, to the person on the bus, to the person on the train, to anyone who will listen. Most of all, I teach these things to myself, and so do you. We all have to learn and teach these lessons to ourselves and then teach them to other people and practice them daily. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be growing and to be changing and to become the person that you want to be. A person filled with love, walking in love, living in love, standing in love, moving in love, giving love, feeling love, being loved. Oh man, it's so good to be loved. So good to be loved by my wife, by life, by God, by songs, by everything. We all need to be loved. If not, we're going to go to the wrong places and try to find love in all the wrong places, addictions and people and women and money and spending and kids and family and work and all the rest. Move from the lies to love. Defeat the lies by believing in God, by releasing the 90%, by surrendering. You don't like the word surrender? Let God control your life. Give him control. Let go. Jump out of the airplane and trust that the parachute will open and that you will have a greater perspective once you're floating in the air at 10,000 feet. Shout out to my friend that I coach, and then my friend also who I talked in the airplane. We're talking about this, so shout out to you guys. Lies to love. That's the number 1 step of the 7-step blueprint and principles that I want to teach you. January 2nd, sign up. It's coming up in about a week or so. davidTrig.com/coaching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Adios.